Howdy, howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC and happy Father's Day to all you great fathers out there. We salute you. Me in the abs. Are you going to salute them? You going to give them a salute? But seriously folks, happy Father's Day. I hope there's many sons, daughters, and fathers that are all together today. Whether you're taking dad out for a good meal, or even better, you're preparing him one, his favorite breakfast. Just hope, however you celebrate your Father's Day, I hope it's an awesome one. And again, my salute to all you dads out there. That being said, it is also Sunday, and that is time for a good old Soddy Sunday. And anybody that's been following the channel, they know I have been diligently sorting my way through a big box of traveling knives that has made it to my doorstep. And the gist of that was, you on the honor system, when all these knives come in, if you find one that you like, you can take it out of the box. It can be a new knife for you, and you take something of equal or better value and you put back in the box and you send it on to the next person. So I did a little two-part series on that, and we have it weeded down to 5 knives, and one of those that is in my 5 potentials was actually a Sod Buster knife. So I said, why not let's show that knife while it's in our possession, and it just might stay in our possession. So the one I am talking about is this guy right here. It is a Steel Warrior, which is a Frost cutlery product. We'll show you the box real quick it came in. Check that out. We have Steel Warrior by Frost Cutlery. Got the kind of samurai dude, the Steel Warrior, I guess, in the background. Turn it over here, you get all the specs for that knife if you want to pause that. 3 3/4 inch closed, high quality stainless steel blades, brass pins and liners, and a composite handle. And on this side here, we have the model number and another picture of the knife. And on both opposing ends, we have that model number, which will be in my video description as always. But enough about packaging, and well, I say enough about packaging. One little thing that I think is a cool thing and should be commended, as this thing actually came wrapped in Steel Warrior branded wax paper. So that's always a nice touch. I like to see that. It does help preserve the knives during storage and shipping, and a good little feature for, let's be real, a budget knife. We'll go ahead and get cost out of the way right off of Jump Street. These little guys are, and I haven't found them in stock a whole lot of places, but the couple of places I did find them, there was a TSA Knives. There was actually one on, oh shoot, what is the name of that? Etsy, but that's not, you know, Etsy is just kind of a general marketplace. That's not a retailer. And then several on eBay. The only place I found it that had one currently in stock, and I'm not saying, you know, I did not dig high and low, but that was TSA Knives, and they had this guy for $12, I believe. But the ones you find on eBay and what have you, this is somewhere between $10 and I would say $13 knife. And let's get up there and get this thing. We'll close it up real quick, see if we can get that Steel Warrior logo to come in. I have always liked the Steel Warrior logo. That little samurai dude, I don't know. I think that's pretty good. Has the S and the W on there, and then has the samurai. Color me corny, but I think it's a cool little logo. Go ahead and get this thing open. And what we have here, folks, and again, they actually go ahead and call this the Sod Buster. Don't know if they have something worked out with good old Case Knives for that that branding and that trademarking to use that name, but hey, I am not a lawyer, so Sod Buster, the name Sod Buster, is trademarked by WR Case. If you're like, when the heck are you talking about, HT? The Sod Buster name is owned by Case Knives. Steel Warrior is using it here, so again, that's the only reason I bring that up. Steel Warrior calls it a Sod Buster. It's going to be a Sod Buster. So this is the Steel Warrior Sod Buster in obviously yellow, very thick yellow composite handles. They are very nice. These are not hollow. These are definitely thick. I like it. If you guys have heard me before say, I am not much of a Soddy Junior fanboy. I'm more so like the full-size Soddys. That is personal preference. I have, large to extra large hands, and the Soddy Junior, yes, 100%, no problem, can get my fourth finger on there. I just prefer the big boy. But in the Soddy Juniors I do own, I do prefer the thick-handled synthetic ones. Now, I know the Soddy Juniors, when we're talking Soddy, the Sod Buster Juniors in Case that come in bone. You guys know I love bone, the stag, what have you, but those are thinner. You win over here with, yes, they're beautiful. It's a real bone. It's gorgeous. I get all that, but when I step down and I'm going to try to carry a Sod Buster Junior, honestly, I like that extra thickness. I forego the beauty and grace and style, I guess, of the bone handles on the Soddy Juniors. I let that go, and I go with ergonomics. Already, it's a smaller knife in my hand, so what feels better for me if I'm going to be on a smaller knife is a thicker handle. And that's what these synthetics, and even in this Steel Warrior case, as is in the Soddy Junior, they are thick, very thick. That's probably, I don't have my my tape measure out here, but I would say that is close to a 1/4 inch thick slabs, at least an 1/8, maybe not a 1/4, somewhere between probably an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch thick on just those composite slabs covers, and that does make it feel really nice in hand. Steel, come over here. I don't know if we can get that to focus, but it says 440 stainless. I'm assuming 440A. I don't know that for a fact, but would be my guess. And as they say, we have brass liners, front and back. The brass liners, which have, I don't know how old this is, but they have tarnished a little. If I decide to keep this, one of the first things I'll do is get me a little polish, and we'll touch up this brass on here and get that all good shiny again. That has probably just honestly tarnished, patinaed a little, if you will, in the box from being handled, getting oils. I mean, this has been passed around and reviewed I don't know how many times, but brass tarnishes. So that would be about a 1 minute fix to have those brass liners looking like you could eat off of them. So no worries there. Of course, we have a big brass bird's eye pivot here that this thing pivots on. And we have a total of 2 on each side for a total of 4 brass pins holding this thing all together. Blade wise, you guys know, have a nice drop point blade on these Soddys with a big belly. These are, folks, you know, Soddys are working knives. Sod Buster, everybody has their name for them. Farm Hands, Bull Busters, Ranch Hand, I don't know. Every brand has their working knife, and most generally they're all a nice drop point, kind of universal blade shape. And let's look at, while we're talking about blade, let's look at these blade grinds. Very nice on this side. Yeah, folks. I absolutely know that probably will not come through. There we go, maybe. Look at that. I'll kind of try to show you. Look at that. Folks, this is even. Golf clap for a $10 composite little economic eco work knife. Yeah, that is not ground on an asphalt rock, as some Sod Busters and some manufacturers like to send knives. Case. Excuse me. I would grab my coffee, but still cooling over there. But anyway, very nice, very even blade grinds, and check this on my nail. Yeah, sharp. Shaving sharp, maybe not, but this is a very nice edge, a very even grind, and it is sharp out of the box. You take it out of here, you put it in one of these, and yes, you can go cut something. Mind blowing, huh? I digress. But now let's check out snap. Very nice. Pinchable. Good snap. Good snap. Centering. Look at that, folks. Let me get you a good picture of that. Right down the middle. $10, $12. Folks, I would say, now this is just my first example. Are they all like that? I do not know. I am reviewing the one that is in my hand and was in this traveling box. 2 thumbs up from HT. I really like it. It's centered. What would I say that pull is? Man. I would say that's a 6 pull, so it falls in that 6 to 8 range that HT prefers. It's centered. No gaps to speak of. If I want to nitpick, now let's see. I'll let that close. Let's see where it likes to stop. If I want to nitpick, now that I look at it, it might ever so, maybe a 1/16 of an inch favor the pile side on centering. Man, for $10 or $12, you cannot beat this with a stick. I would say if you could find one of these, definitely, I'm sure there's different colors, but kind of a cool color. I don't have yellow in my collection for a sod, but I did have a yellow Sod Buster, but I gifted that away. So currently, I don't have a yellow Sod Buster in my collection. So, I would say, folks, the Steel Warrior SW173Y, winner chicken dinner in my book. But we're at 14 minutes, and speaking of winner chicken dinner, let's see who and what if what am I saying? Something. One of these 5 knives in front of me is going to be a winner chicken dinner for yours truly. So we're going to get them out of the way one at a time. We'll give you a quick recap. This is one of them. You just seen the yellow Sod Buster, Steel Warrior. We also had an Imperial USA little Barlow, 2-blade Barlow. We have a good old buck Highline, modern folder here, big old cleaver blade. You know it's a buck. You know I like bucks. And last but not least, we have 2 HT Red Victorinox. We have a little SD Classic here, very handy, got the scissors, and we have a Tinker. Got a nice, and I always like feature as I fumble with it to get it open, of course. Always like to see the Phillips head screwdriver on these Swiss Army knives, but we have a good old HT Red Tinker. So, did we find one we like? Yes. I am going to partake of one of these 5, and we are going to get them out of the way one at a time. In 5th place, and going back into the box for the next person on its journey, after talking to my wife and getting her thoughts on this, we are going to pass on the little SD Classic. That is a no-go for my wife. I have something similar to this already on my keychain. Very popular little knife. Great color. This one's going to bless somebody else down the line. So 5th place, not making the cut, the SD Classic. Now 4th place, and the first knife not to make a podium finish, and this one is very tough here because I'm torn on my 3rd place. Really tough here. But I think in 4th place, and I may second guess this one, I'm second guessing it now, but where I'm at as we sit right here, not making a bronze medal for HT, the HT Olympics this morning, honorable mention, 4th place, we're going back to the yellow Soddy. I like it. I like it a lot. I think this is awesome. I really do. I dig the color. You guys know I just got one of those Wasp Rough Rider canoes. The bright color does not throw me. It's a Soddy Junior. Here's the thing. I just don't know how much I would carry it. So, I'm putting this one back in the box because I think somebody more suited has a smaller hand. This is a good knife. I would highly recommend it, and I think there's just somebody better and more suited that would enjoy this size knife and enjoy this knife more than me. The Soddy Junior, we're going to say, did not make a podium finish. Top 3, and here's going to be probably going to surprise somebody, a lot of somebodies right now. In 3rd place, winning the bronze, but also going back in the box and getting passed on to the next person. Believe it or not, HT is passing up a buck knife. Yep, right there, folks. It says buck. We got the anvil. Oh yeah, we got an anvil here on the pivot. Just a cool knife, and honestly, fits my hand very good. Love this little choke up on here, and Dave probably, my buddy Dave, one of the viewers, he probably just fell out of his chair when he sees this, because he knew that HT was going to use this cleaver he knows I do a lot of food prep and grilling. And yes, Dave, it would have been very nice. I'm going to pass the buck. I am passing this buck along. Right now, my heart is just not into moderns. No, not sure why. This is a great knife. It has some awesome hydraulic action. It's centered. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. But again, my decision is based on, I think someone else right now that's more into modern knives, this is a good one, actually a great one, and it would be a chance for someone else to get a buck knife in their hand, and I can kind of pass that on to somebody else. They can have their chance to own a buck knife. Right now, my heart's just not in the moderns. So for a conglomeration of all those reasons, bronze medal goes to the buck Highline, and it goes back in the box. And then there were two. So let's take a look at them, folks. That leaves us with this. We have an Imperial Barlow, saw cut, composite. Honestly, saw cut, probably plastic, is your composite. Look like we have some patina in already going on this blade. I love this blade shape. Folks, this thing comes down to a super thin edge on this clip point blade here. And I'm not gonna sit here. It'll take us, we're at 20 minutes now, it'll take me another 20 minutes to open all these attachments of this HT Red, awesome Victorinox Tinker. Most of you that know anything about Victorinox has one of these. It's a very popular model. I do not have a Tinker in my arsenal, my budding Victorinox collection. Decisions. I really like them both. I really do. This isn't a no-brainer. I really love the blade shape. I really love how thin, and what a good slicer I think this is going to be. With pain in my heart, the Barlow is not my choice. We're going with the Tinker. I think there was one or two of you guys in the comments that said Tinker, and if you said the Victorinox Tinker, you are right, friends. I think I'm going to take it out, and between me and my wife, I did show this one to my wife. She likes the size of it. She does not have, I don't believe, a Victorinox yet in her collection. So this may be a combo knife. When I see it laying on the dresser and she's not carrying it, old HT may pick this up and throw it in the pocket. I got to get a Tinker in my collection. So all you guys that swore up and down it would be the old bronze medal here, I'm sorry. Buck, I'm sorry. I love you, but in this one case, I'm going to pass it on, and we are getting Tinker with it today, folks, for Father's Day. I think that one's coming out. So anybody that hung around 20-something minutes to hear all that, God bless you. Happy Father's Day, and we'll be sending this box of goodies on to the next guy here shortly. Get out there and have a great day with your family today. Kids, love on Dad today. Make him a meal. Tell him you love him. God bless you. We're out.
I'm stuck on you. I got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way.